Welcome back. General James Mattis is a living legend among Marines and other military members who have served alongside him in battle. And while many voters remain unhappy with the current crop of presidential candidates, General Mattis's name has been floated as a possible third-party candidate. He's a retired four-star Marine general, and there's a very active Draft Mattis movement right now on social media. He was the commander of Central Command in U.S. Joint Forces and the Supreme Allied Commander throughout his career. He also served in the Persian Gulf War, Afghanistan, and Iraq, including the battles of Fallujah. For more on this, let's welcome in a man who just interviewed General Mattis, Newsmax Chief Washington Correspondent John Gizzi. John, how you doing? I know you spoke with General Mattis after a speech he gave recently on the Iran deal, and you said he almost sounded like a candidate, but played coy when you pressed him about that question.
Well, he certainly did. Now, General Mattis, based on his experience in the Middle East and his own reputation as the warrior monk, he owns and has probably read more than 7,000 books on a variety of topics. He is no doubt an authority on the Middle East, and he said the Iran agreement was a mistake. We can learn from this mistake in different ways and need an insurance policy right now. He also said we need to support Egypt and Jordan, two loyal allies, and said Egypt, in overthrowing the elected president from the Muslim Brotherhood, President Morsi, was exercising its version of an impeachment proceeding, and we should stand by President Sisi. He's very well spoken, has a penchant for controversy, so it's natural that people looking for a long-shot independent presidential candidate would settle on retired General Mattis. What does he say about it? Well, you ask me.
He says he hasn't given it any thought. That's the headline of the article. I mean, you have to believe this guy, given his reputation. Most people, when you ask them that question, of course they thought about it, but he says no.
No, he said he's not thought about it. And when I asked what he thinks of all the speculation on social media and in the press, he said, well, I would think someone in your profession, meaning the press, would know more about that answer than I would. And in other words, he was about as dismissive as a true gentleman can be, and General Mattis is a true gentleman. Now, that said, talk of him has been in the social media. Newsmax has reported that these mysterious billionaires have offered to put up the money for him to run, and some of my colleagues in the punditocracy have been saying he's the answer to a Republican Party in a holy war with itself, and he should run as an independent. I'm referring to Bill Kristol of the Weekly Standard, of course.
And there's also this issue that Kristol hit upon yesterday on This Week with George Stephanopoulos, talking about these timelines, the deadline to file, and Kristol kind of dismissed that, said it's still possible. What do you think?
Well, I've talked to an expert on the filing deadlines as well as the requirements in the 50 states. 4 states, the filing deadline is passed. By the time we approach the convention, it is still possible with a strong petition drive to get on most, if not all, of the remaining 46 states. But that will take many petition gatherers, considerable money. And remember something, General Mattis is known in foreign policy circles, among veterans. He's revered among anyone who's in the Marine Corps. He's not exactly a household word.
Right.
All of this has to turn around in short order.
Hey, this year, though, John, anything can happen. Great talking to you, and I would point everybody to go to Newsmax.com and check out John's most recent column. He got a chance to talk with James Clapper. John, great to see you as always.
Always a pleasure. Thanks for having me, John.
All right, time for some more calls. We have Brenda joining us now from Pennsylvania. Brenda, what's your question or comment?
Well, my comment is on John Kasich and Cruz. I think it's dirty politics. I used to think Kasich was an okay guy. Now he just revealed who he is. I'm voting now for Trump. The argument he gives that he's the only one who can beat Hillary. Trump's bringing in millions of voters, more voters. I guarantee you.
Brenda,
I want to ask you, so are you saying that you supported Kasich and because of this you changed your mind to Trump?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to go with Kasich because I don't like Cruz. He's dirty, and now we know Kasich's dirty and stuff.
And Brenda, I'm
Why-
guessing from
why
your accent
can't-
you're calling from somewhere in northeastern Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania.
Which part
I'm
of
calling
Pennsylvania?
from York, Pennsylvania.
All right. You know, you guys are going to vote tomorrow. What do you think about these Pennsylvania delegate rules, where Trump could win by a landslide in Pennsylvania, but still only come away with just a small portion of the delegates?
More dirty politics. More dirty politics. Why can't the people vote and get the one that they want in? Why is our vote going to be tramped over?
Do you know
Miss America.
which delegates you're voting for?
I have it on my. I have a list now.
Right.
I got something today that had from Trump, and I got a list, and I'm taking it with me to the polls tomorrow morning.
See, this is important. This is important, Brenda, because she's
very
receiving
important.
communication from the Trump campaign, which talks about their effort and what they've been trying to do when it comes to these delegates. They are trying to make sure voters like Brenda get this information to know how the system works.
Right.
Something that they really didn't capitalize on in the beginning of the campaign. It shows a transition there.
Yeah, because Pennsylvania is a little different. Ray from Nebraska, we're going to get to your call right after this break, so don't go anywhere, and we
Just hang on
appreciate
with
your
us.
call.
Just hang on with us, Ray. We're going to
Yeah.
get to you.
Stay there. We're asking everybody, what do you think about this Ted Cruz and John Kasich alliance? You just heard from Brenda in Pennsylvania. She doesn't like it. She's now supporting Trump because of it. Does it come across desperate, or is it a smart move? Let us know. 877 Newsmax.